Hello everyone, Brian Fisher of FisherFAST coming to you on this absolutely beautiful day here in Pennsylvania, just a few days away from summertime, thankfully. Today in this video, we'll be taking a look at this beautiful 2012 CLS550 4matic. This is the second generation of the CLS with the updated exterior design as well as engine. This one is rocking the 4.6 liter direct injected bi-turbo V8. It's making 402 horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 is in the high 4-second range. And it also does have the 7-speed automatic transmission. It actually gets pretty good gas mileage. I recently had this vehicle on a road trip to Ohio, and we did somewhere around 300, 350 miles. And I was averaging in the low 20s on the highway with this motor, which is really good for all-wheel drive. You got a big displacement V8 with 2 turbos on it. To get low 20s is actually pretty amazing, and it has still a ton of power, a ton of passing power, and this thing feels great on the road. It's finished in this deep dark metallic blue paint. On the inside has a light tan interior, and this really is like a classic color combination for Mercedes. And in person, this blue really pops, and it looks like you can just dive into it and go swimming. It's so deep and glossy. I recently did a small maintenance service on this vehicle, including the spark plugs, ignition coil wires, the engine oil and filter, cabin filters, engine air filters, and wiper blades. And then I did a full exterior and interior detail as well. So this thing is really shining like a diamond in a goat's ass, for lack of better words. This thing looks awesome in person. In this video, I'm just going to take a quick walk around of the exterior, let you see how the paint looks in this bright sunlight, so you can really see the metallic in it. And then we'll take a look on the inside. And after we're done on the outside here, I'm going to take the car back inside to the garage and let you see it in a different lighting under the bright fluorescent garage lights, as it gives the car a different look. So let's begin just by taking a walk around here. Let's take a look on the inside. The absolute condition of the interior is amazing condition. You can tell, it's a little hard to tell with this lighting, but the seats almost look literally brand new. I mean, there's no wear at all on the interior on both of these seats. Even the steering wheel looks like it's never been touched. All the touch points with the lights, window switches, and turn signal and everything look really, really, really nice. Be able to see that metallic a little better in this light here. This trunk is absolutely massive. I could lay down in here and probably put someone else in here with me too, if you really wanted to. I mean, you got a ton of room for luggage and storage in here. Everything's super clean in here as well. All the floorboards and floor pans. Carpet in back has no stains or anything on it. You have the push button to close and open. Even the wood trim, I mean, looks absolutely perfect. I mean, whoever had this car before really babied it and definitely kept it, you know, garage kept it. Wasn't sitting outside. You can tell by how clear the headlights and how nice the paint is. Even underneath the car, it looks like new. Let's take a look at this beautiful bi-turbo V8. Even the engine bay looks like you could eat off it. I mean, this thing is, I can't get over the condition of this. I'm not used to getting, you know, a pre-owned car, let alone one that's a little over 10 years old that looks to be in this good a shape. And this isn't, you know, a 5,000-10,000 mile car. It does have 53,000. You got to keep that in mind. But the condition of it is stunning. Actually, I forgot to mention I did change the accessory belt or serpentine belt as well. So I think it's a good showing of the cosmetic condition out here in the sunlight. What I want to do is pull it back into the garage and show you how it looks in some different lighting scenarios as well. But I mean, just to recap on this vehicle in general, I mean, this is an awesome daily driver. I think this would make anyone happy that's looking for a performance sedan with gobs of styling that still looks modern to this day. Even when I'm driving this car around in the area, I still get people turning around to see it because it's such a beautifully styled car, and you just don't see that many of them on the road. Plus, this color combination is different as well. It's deep dark blue. And if it were me, I probably would do one other thing to this car, but for 95% of people, the power would be more than enough. But if you did want to take it that next step further, you could do an ECU tune on this vehicle, and it actually gives you 700 pound-feet of torque out of the stock motor without touching anything else. You can imagine 700 pound-feet of torque, reliable as well, is it's through Rentec has one of the tunes that's really nice for this. So you know it's going to be a reliable tune. It's pretty conservative. But 700 foot-pounds of torque and a four-wheel drive performance sedan like this is going to be a very, very fun car for not a lot of money. So I said I'm going to wrap that up, pull the car back in the garage. I'll see you guys in a few minutes, and I'll show you what the vehicle looks like under some different lights here. Alright, so here we are back inside for a second look at this beautiful CLS550. As I mentioned, I always like to do 2 takes on these vehicles to show you what the vehicle looks like both inside and outside in the natural sunlight, and then also under these bright fluorescent garage lights. Outside you can really see the metallic in the paint, and then inside you can really see how deep, glossy, and wet the paint looks under this particular garage lights here. So it gives you the best of both worlds, being able to see what this is going to look like in both your home garage and then outside in the bright sunlight as well. So we'll take another quick walk around the vehicle, and then I'll jump on the inside here and then finish up this video. Like I mentioned outside, even all the wheels, I don't think have any curb rash on them at all. They all look almost new. Alright, so now let's take a look on the inside here in the interior. Even all the wood grain is just so glossy and deep. Steering wheel, same thing, no wear at all on any of the steering wheel. Buttons are all perfect. Carpets are amazing. That seat doesn't have a single mark on it. Same goes for the rears. Look like they hardly ever been sat in. Carpets are amazing. Got your cup holders here. 12 volt. Rear glass is in great shape. I love that design in the rear seat without it being a three-person bench. Each occupant in the rear has its own, almost bucket seat. It's a really cool design, just like a coupe. Even in the door jambs here, everything's so smooth, all original paint. Looks brand new. Just stunned at the condition of those seats. I can't get over how new those look. For being, what, a little over 10 years old now? It's crazy. So as I mentioned, you do have your automatic headlights here. Paddle shifters for the transmission. You do have both heated and cooled seats. There are 3 different stages of the heat and cooled. This is an automatic sunshade for the rear window. So when you press that window, a sunshade rises up out of the bottom of the window, negating the need for any window tint there for privacy. You have an SD card slot. I think you can play music from that, if I'm not mistaken, if someone would actually want to do that any day. Ashtray. You do have your push button start here. Just keep the keys in your pocket, put your foot on the brake, and push the start button to start the vehicle. Here's your navigation. You also do have Sirius satellite radio. Dual zone climate control. You'll be able to switch between comfort and sport for both the transmission and the suspension. You can also raise the vehicle if you're going slow. I think it's under 10 miles an hour or 15 miles an hour. To raise the vehicle up a little bit higher to give you a little more ground clearance in case you're going over bumpy roads or anything that may scrape the front bumper there. Nice big center armrest. You do have USB port here for your phone. Another power port here, 12 volt. Glove box. I do have a full set of manuals for that. I just took them out because I was cleaning inside the glove box. They will come with the vehicle. There's the gauge cluster all lit up. 54,000 miles. I'm averaging right around 20 to 21 miles per gallon in this car. Take a peek under the hood while we're in the garage here. this does have the same hood as all other Mercedes. It opens up just about to 90 degrees. Which really gives you full access to be able to work on the vehicle. Makes it much easier when you have the hood open. Get that kind of angle so you're not hitting the back of your head on the thing the entire time. I love that feature. So the engine bay is super clean as well. All the pipes still look like they're polished, they're not worn at all. All the engine covers look brand spanking new. Paint is all shiny underneath. Even these air tubes have no rips or tears, which they usually do. These ones are great. Yeah, so that's going to be about it for this vehicle. Like I said, it's hard to imagine. I had a CL63 with the performance package. It was a 2011 prior to owning this vehicle, which had, if I'm not mistaken, about 663 pound-feet of torque with that performance package. And that car was indeed a rocket ship, and that engine is based off of this bi-turbo V8 and the CLS550. But even for being the base engine, not the AMG engine, this bi-turbo V8 flies in this car with the 4matic. It'll definitely snap your neck back. And for 80% of all people, that's going to be plenty of power for their daily driver. I'm telling you what, it doesn't sound like too much on paper nowadays when cars are coming with 500, 600, 700 horsepower. But if you get in and drive this car, you understand the luxury aspect of it with more than enough power. You know, I'm an AMG guy. I'm a big power guy. I always want the most power I can get. But I could easily live with this CLS550 4matic and be happy with it on a day-to-day basis. It just has so much power, so much luxury, so much styling. Still turns heads on the road even today. Even more so than some of the newer generic Mercedes designs. You know, these older cars just have such a charm to them, and just really were well thought out and well designed. Yeah, it's like I said, even if you want to take it a step further than that, you can tune this car. You know, if you felt the need for speed, I think Rentec has a tune for it, maybe WiseTech as well. You can get up to 700 foot-pounds of torque with just an ECU tune on this motor, which is insane. It is 700 foot-pounds of torque with all-wheel drive. This thing will be a rocket ship, just like the AMG, the CL63 that I had prior to getting this car. So like I said, if you do have any questions, comments, or wanted to come take a look at this CLS550, do feel free to either hit me up in the comments below. You can reach me at FisherFAST on Instagram, or shoot me an email at FisherFAST@hotmail.com. I appreciate you taking your time to watch this video, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one. Thank you.